Alright, now that we have turned our graphs into CSV Excel sheets and taken pictures of the graphs, we're going to open up Excel. We're going to import our data. First, we're going to have to make some more folders. If you go to File, Computer, I'm just going to navigate to my C folder, my Clemson folder, my professional writing folder, and then my Digitize It folder, and I'm going to make a new one by right-clicking and hitting New Folder that says Finalized Excel Data. Okay. While I am here, I'm also going to open up my CSV files. To do that, I've got to go to Exported Data, and then where it says All Excel Files, I've got to change that to All Files. So I'm going to open all 9 of these. To do that all at once, I'm going to click on the top one, hit the Shift button, and click on the bottom one. And now you can either hit Open or you can right click and go to Open. It's going to open all 9 of the things that I need to do my next step. We want to put this all on one spreadsheet, so I'm going to go to New, Blank Workbook, and I'm going to create a new workbook that I'm going to name. I'm going to go ahead and save as in the same folder, the folder I just made, and Digitize It. In Finalized Excel Data, I'm going to call it Adkins and Gavin 2012 _ finalized. I'm going to make sure that I save it as a CSV. It's going to warn me that can mess up my format, but that's fine. So now we discussed that we all would prefer to keep them in one spreadsheet together, so I'm going to go ahead and add 9 sheets to this finalized spreadsheet. And then I've just got to rename each of these sheets as Adkins and Gavin _9. And I'm actually going to copy and paste this so I don't have to keep retyping it. So I'm going to hit Control C. Then I'm going to go to sheet 8. Hit Control V. And then just switch that 9 out for an 8. And I'm going to keep doing that until I'm finished. Okay. Now that I'm finished with that, I'm going to go to, you can either start with number 9 or start with number 1, but I'd go in order somehow. Here's number 9, so I'm going to just start here. Actually, before I do that, let's try to save a step. I accidentally open Word. Okay, this is my finalized sheet, so I'm going to start with 9. So I'm going to go ahead and format this stuff right here and type in, I'm going to have to name my spreadsheet so I know which graph I'm referring to, since there's 9 graphs. My 9th graph is John, and it's quality of stories. I have John, Dennis, and Rose. So I'm going to type John, quality of stories. Then I'm also going to type x-axis, y-axis, p, and then down here where I think that when I think I've skipped enough lines, I'm going to call it P and D. And then I'm also going to make a key that says baseline equals green. And in this case, it's I think that we're referring to post instruction. So that's maybe I'll call it post intervention. Gonna make this green. And just to try to save myself some time, I'm going to copy and paste this. I hit Control-C, and I'm going to paste that on each spreadsheet. I'll have to rename the title as I go, because the names change, but it will save me some time. I'm going to go back to number 9. And now I'm going to pull up this data from my spreadsheet 9. And I'm just going to can either right click it and hit copy, then X out because I don't need it anymore. Make sure you're on sheet 9, and then I'm going to paste. Okay. Now that I've done that, I'm going to format the entire spreadsheet by clicking in this top left corner, right clicking and hitting format cells. I'm going to go to number and change it to 0 decimal points. Okay. John had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 baseline phases. So his first 6 points are all going to be green. And that's it. When someone goes back through and checks they're going to put in the percentage of how they agree. So I'm going to format that cell to be a percentage. And I'm going to move on to the 8th. Okay, on my 8th point, I have Dennis. And Dennis had 5 baselines. So, and then I have Rose, and Rose had 3 baselines. If you can remember that, you won't have to keep switching back and forth. So here's my 8th. I'm going to copy this data, close that out, go to my finalized data, and paste it. And I'm going to change this to Dennis. I'm going to change my first 5 to baseline for that. To indicate that they're baseline, I need to change the color to green. And then I've got to format all of these cells so that there are no decimals, just numbers. Okay. Now I'm going to format this cell so it will allow for a percentage. Now I'm going to go to number 7, and I had Rose. So let's find Rose. This is Rose's data. And rows had 3 baseline points. You're still going to have to format these columns and format the cells each time. So it's kind of a pain. I'm going to change Rose's 3 baseline points to green. I'm going to change her P and D to a percentage, so it'll format as a percentage. And now I'm just going to make that all nice and neat like I want it. Okay, then I'm going to go back to my article and I'm going to go up to the next set of graphs. I have John, Dennis, and Rose. The baselines are the same, but now we were measuring essential elements. So the name of my chart is going to change for those. So I'm doing number 6, which is John. I'm going to close that out. So John, essential elements. I'm going to paste this here. I'll widen these columns. I'm going to do 6 baseline points for John in green. Now I'm going to format everything so that there are no decimal places. And I'm going to format this so it will allow for a percentage. Okay, now I'm going to go to number 5, and it's not a bad idea to save this. It's going to give me a warning because it's CSV data. That's fine. Just say yes. Dennis, essential elements. So I'm going to widen these. Okay, I'm looking for, this is my number 5, exported data. So putting that on my 5th sheet. Dennis had 5 baseline points. formatted all that. Formatted this. Now I'm going to go to number 4. This was rows. Essential elements. I'm going to widen these columns. Rose's first three data points were green. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to go here and hit copy, Control C, close that out. Then I'm going to hit Control V for paste. Now I've got to format my cells. I'm going to format this for a percentage. Okay, now I'm going to go here. I've got to go back up and look at these graphs again. My next set. The intervention was number of words. John had 6 baseline, Dennis had 5, and Rose had 3, just like all the other ones. Okay, I accidentally almost messed that up. Okay, I'm going to copy his data. I've got to change this to where it says John, number of words. I'm going to paste in my data. John had 6 baseline points. Going to format this. Going to format this. And now I'm going to go to number 2. This is Dennis. Dennis had 5 baseline points. It was number of words. I'm going to format this. It's going to take a lot of playing with to get familiar and comfortable with all of this. So you can't just expect it to be automatic. Okay, this is rows, number of words, I'm going to format this. It doesn't matter what order you do anything in. Well, I'll take that back. I might have just messed up where I formatted the percentage. We'll see. Yep. So do the percentage last. Here's Rose's data. She had 3 baseline points. Okay, and I just pasted that into one cell accidentally. Okay, now I'm done. I'm going to hit save. It's going to say, do you want to keep using the CSV format? And I'm going to say yes. Could also save it as a regular format. Maybe if you want to upload it to Google Sheets so your group members can look at it. Because you are going to have someone check behind you. So you can go to Google Drive. Go to, well, make sure you're on the right Google account. Go to New. I'm going to add a folder and call it Finalized Excel Data. Create. Click on it. Try to drop my file in there. I've never tried to do that. Let's see if it works. I'm just going to navigate to my finalized Excel data. So I need to make sure that I'm going to upload the worksheet here. So I just dragged it and dropped it. It says down here, uploading one item. And now someone can go check it, make comments, that kind of thing. Whoever's checking behind me, and they could also save in that P&D value if they agree. So that's it. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.